Okay, people. So today I was writing on my board of things to do each day because I found it hard to do things for myself. I'm always doing things for other people. Now, it's a little bit more complicated than that. I'm not doing things for other people because they're asking me, but I'm doing things for other people because in my head I have pressures, I have guilt. Well, I had pressures, I had guilt, and I made everybody's problems and stresses and situations my responsibility. I can go into why, but there's no point right now. It's not the point of this. So, what I decided to do now that I've become aware of those patterns and habits and mindsets that I had, I'm learning to give to myself, back to me, things that I want to do, things that I enjoy doing without taking on other people's energies, right? Without taking on what other people need or want, their energies. Okay? So for me, I decided to start doing this thing. So I ordered myself a whiteboard. As you can see, on the whiteboard, every day I get up and I write down the things that I want to do for myself, the things that I enjoy. Right, so one, it's the things I enjoy, it's the things that I have intentions towards. So I would like to learn to play the guitar. I would like to learn to sing. I would like to make a hangout space in my back garden, and I'm redesigning my room as well. So these are the intentions. They're not necessarily fun. I mean, playing guitar is very frustrating, especially when you don't know how to play it and you struggle to put your fingers on the. Oh, so much. But every day I get up, and also there's on the list. Uh, where is it? There. No smoking and intermittent fasting. It might be flipped the wrong way around when you look. I'm not too sure actually. So there's no smoking and intermittent fasting because I have been overindulging in things like overindulging in eating, overindulging in smoking. Smoking is not something I necessarily done out of necessity, or there has been times where I've used smoking to assist me in the stuff I was struggling with, but but I'm aware of that, so I stopped doing it. In fact, I was consciously aware of it before I started doing it, and then life got more and more overwhelming until I got to a point where I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna do it because I'm struggling. And I mean, it helped me, but in hindsight, it wasn't the best way to go about it because eventually what happened was um, I had to start being more aware and more conscious of the habit that I had built up for assisting me in the struggles when they got too much, instead of learning to process it myself with my own awareness, my own consciousness, my own intention. So, anyway, back to what I was explaining. So, every day I put down things I need to do for myself, my mind, things I need to do for my body, so work out, and sleep early because I sleep very late a lot of the times, and then also time to myself, time alone. What does it mean for me? I'll get into that a bit later. Um, so yeah, these are the things that I have on my list to do. Right, today, just today, every morning I get up and I do it before I look at my phone. Today I got up, went downstairs, went toilet, made myself a tea with sage and what is it called? Sage and what's those things that grow in your garden? Oh my goodness, I've forgotten. 1 second. I remembered. Sage and nettles. That was collected from my garden. And had a glass of water, warm water with apple cider vinegar in. And then come upstairs, wrote down in my book, had a realization, and the realization is what I'm going to share, because it's actually so simple. It's so much more simple than I realized. There's actually 3 things we need to do every day. Just every day. 3 things we need to do. And that will put everything else into its path, I think. 1. Give your mind some attention. 2. Give your body some attention. And 3. Give your energy some attention. And it doesn't even mean that you need to sit there for 3 hours every day, or chanting for 2 hours, or meditating for 1 hour. Just make something that you do for yourself that includes observing the mind, observing the body, and observing the energy. Now, for me personally, I can do all 3 of them at once. I've practiced this. I didn't realize that's what I was doing completely. It just really simplified in my mind right now. I was walking around the dining room table at my parents' house, feeling the energy as walking around, and observing the mind. And when I say observing the mind, what I mean is, you get to a point where you are so present in your experience that random things come to your mind, not stresses about, oh, I need to do this in life, I need to make this amount of money, I need to pay this bill, I'm single, I want a relationship, I want a baby, I need to buy my own house, all of that stuff. Whatever anyone has of their stresses, when those are gone and you are present in the moment, feeling your energy, observing your energy, and allowing your body to have some kind of movement. And it's not the only way that this works, but this is the way that I've personally used, and it's been beneficial for me. And to be fair, since I stopped doing it that way, I've been struggling. So I'm going to start doing it again, basically. So this is why I'm sharing it with people, because allow the mind to be observed, allow the body to be observed. When I say the body to be observed, it's a little bit complicated if you don't know what I mean. So you can feel energy in your body, right? When I say energy, it's like emotions. You know, you can feel emotions. Emotions are energy. Energy in motion. Emotion, right? So what we feel inside is emotions. It's all just different frequencies. Frequencies of the energy, right? So it's not mystical or crazy or anything. It's just frequency is energy. It's just the way we interpret it. And emotions is what those frequencies feel like, right? So the emotions that we feel, happiness, anger, love, frustration, all of the stuff, right? They're emotions. There's an emotion that you can feel inside of yourself that feels different to all of them, but it's almost like the umbrella for the more positive emotions, love, happiness, all of that stuff. And what it's normally described as by most people who've experienced it is peace. I personally call it harmony, because everything is working harmoniously together. The mind, the body, the energy, the intention, everything, right? And for me, just like water always finds a flat level, the balance, the harmony, awareness does exactly the same thing. So if you approach everything in your life with a certain level of awareness, which awareness means observation with no expectation, no force, no pressure, nothing that tries to influence what is. You're just observing what is. And you look at what is in a way that when you look at it, you're just observing to understand, not to analyze, to understand what is, not to analyze what is. It seems the same, but it's a slight difference in your intention, and it really opens it all up, because that observing with no intention is surrender, it's openness. you know. So this is why you're supposed to trust in God and let God in you, like surrender to Jesus and all of this different stuff, right? And for me personally, the reason I say this is because energetically, now I've gone through my life experienced a lot of energetical things. And when I say energetical things, I do actually mean like mystical things, but it's not really mystical once you understand what it is. So I've had vibrations going through my whole body. You know, you see people online where they're laying down and people's doing this stuff over them and their body starts vibrating and shaking. That stuff would happen to me just laying in bed, because the reason those people were doing that is because they're in the right state of being. They're open, they're surrendered, and the person that's assisting them is helping them get into a state of being that they need to for their body to find the harmony itself. They're not necessarily doing it for them, although they are doing it for them. They're actually just holding space. What is that? They're actually just holding space for the people to go on their own journey. For me, this is what it's like with retreats and plant medicine ceremonies and meditation. And this is the thing: when you learn to do that for yourself, then you can do that for other people. And it's even possible that you can do it for other people before you can do it for yourself, right? So basically, now let's go all the way back to what I was initially trying to explain, which is when you observe your body, you're actually observing the energy inside of your body. And that's it. And that means if you feel anger, observe the anger. If you feel happiness, observe the happiness. That's it. And doing that, you know what you do? You hold the space like those facilitators. I don't like calling it facilitator. I know the intention behind the word facilitator is correct, but for me, it doesn't feel right energetically. I don't know. I'm just like this. This is how I am. So for me, I call it a space holder. I'm holding space for you to take your path, your journey in the way that you need to for yourself, right? So when you can do this for yourself, you can do this for other people. And when you can do this for other people and you can do this for yourself, you can help other people too. But you can help other people in general on your path anyway. It's not about helping people. So that's generally the outcome. People normally find it for themselves and want to share it with others. And in doing so, you're helping them, right? You're giving them the guide to themselves, essentially. So for me personally, I have started this board every day. I write down the things that I enjoy, that I want to do in the day, things that I need to do for myself in a day, like sort out my room. My room is a mess still. I'm still in the process of doing it. Fix my garden. It's still a mess. I'm in the process of doing it, but do it in a way where it's structured but not forced. For me, I find it very hard when everything is too structured. It feels like I have no flexibility, and I don't know if this is an issue of mine or if this is a more natural way of existing. I don't know. But so I'm gonna do those things every day. As I said, the things I enjoy, the things I need to do for myself, my environment, the things I need to do for my body, sleep early, intermittent fasting, because I've been overindulging, and then every single day meditate, but not observe the mind, observe the body, and observe the energy. Hold space for the mind, hold space for the body, and hold space for the energy. So the body will want to move. It might want to go walk, it might want to do an exercise, it might want to rest. Doesn't mean the body always needs to move. It means consciously be aware of what your body's telling you it needs. Yeah? Then observe the mind. Consciously be aware of what your mind is looping in. Hold space for it so it can finish the loop, so that you don't continue going over and over that same thought process. Yeah? And then observe the energy, which is observe your emotions, so that whatever you're feeling, you're holding space for it to finish the loop that it continues looping in. And it might seem like nonsense, or it might seem too simple, but it actually is really simple. And it's so simple that myself, knowing how to do it, I always get pulled back in and forget and do not hold space for myself. So the purpose of this board here is so that I consciously choose to hold space for myself every single day until it becomes a habit. And then once it becomes a habit, I don't need to consciously remind myself to do it, because I will consciously be doing it whenever it's necessary, whenever I feel the emotions pop up. Instead of me being like I used to be, like, it's fine, I can feel it, I'll go deal with it when I got the time. Let me spend time with these people right now. Let me help this person with this right now. Let me do this for somebody else right now. Or this person is not feeling in a good place right now. Let me stay with them. And then eventually, I trained myself, don't give me what I need, because it's not important. So that's what I done. That's what I done. That's what I did to myself. And I refuse to do that now. So I got my board, I got my intentions, and I wanted to share this because personally for me it's helped a lot. It's changed my life in many, many ways. Not always positive, because the more you become aware, the more you observe, the more you notice, and the more you notice, it then comes with acceptance, because you need to have a lot of acceptance for a lot of things in this world, the way things are being done and the way people behave and all different things, right? But what happens is you slowly learn to have the acceptance that the world is the world, right? People are just people. Everything is the way that it is supposed to be. I don't mean everything is good. I mean everything is happening in a way that the process is going to unfold in whatever intention is supposed to unfold. Now, for me, I know there's a lot of stuff going on around the world, but that's not my world. Alright, it's the planet I'm on, yeah? But for me, my world is my mind, my body, and my energy, and my intention, right? So I don't need to be stressing about things that has nothing to do with me. It doesn't mean that it's right. It doesn't mean I'm ignoring it and being oblivious to it. To some degree I am, right? But until it's in my vicinity, until there's something I can actually do about it myself, there's no point in stressing about it. There's no point in watching the news and being upset about things. I mean, I intend on having my own setup, my own sanctuary where I grow my own food and collect rainwater and live more naturally, more like coexist or co-create with nature rather than make nature bend to my will, because nature's gonna be here before it's been here before I was here, and it will be here long after I'm gone, right? I don't believe that I am more powerful, let's say powerful, than nature, because I can't outlive nature in this body. Consciously, yes, I might continue on, but in the body will die, and nature will absorb this body, and then essentially it would use it for something else in nature. It will just recycle, which is natural way of being in this experience in general. In fact, when the energy of a situation, an energetical loop finishes, it transmutes into a different energy, back into the open energy of infinite creation, complete intelligence. It just goes back into the field of possibility. So for me, I intend I intend on living more harmoniously within myself, within my surroundings, within my relationships. And I believe through my experiences, I don't even believe, I know through my experiences, which is what I'm sharing with you, I know that this thing that I've shared you is something that assists in finding that peace, that balance, that harmony within myself, within my surroundings, and within my environments, within my relationships. So I want to share it with people. No one's probably ever going to watch this video because it's just me. There's no, I don't have no following. I don't have nothing really. in terms of social media presence. I barely got social media, but it felt right to share it. Whether anyone comes across it or not, that's not actually my business, right? So yeah, peace everybody. Be good. If you want to try, try. If you don't, don't. But be good, be happy, be healthy, and yeah, love you all.